Welcome into a brand new edition of Bleav in Hills Hoops, brought to you by Bleav Podcast Networks and the fine folks over at FanDuel. Desmond Johnson in the house with former UNC Hooper PJ Hairston and sixth man of North Carolina basketball, Dhat, in the house. Episode number 3 here, and officially on Bleav Podcast Networks. Contracts have been signed. Everything's good to go. And we are ready to rock and roll for the 2025-2026 season. North Carolina moves to 5-0. It's crazy. We were watching all these players the past couple of games, and I was getting mad at them a couple times last night. And I had to keep reminding myself, this is only the 5th game they played together, like as a unit, like together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they didn't even know each other like a couple of months ago. So I'm trying to temper my expectations with that. But got a loaded show today. Of course, every time we're on live during the week, live mailbag, you got questions or topics or things you want us to dish and talk about regarding Carolina hoops, you can do so. I actually got one. I didn't get a chance to tell you pre-show from our man Doug Beamer over at Beamer Tire and Auto. He messaged me yesterday with a topic he wanted us to hit on that we might throw in here later on in the show. So shout out to Doug. Shout out to all the Heels fans that are out there in the house. Fellas, Carolina had me a little nervous last night against Navy. Navy stuck around a lot longer than they were supposed to. Thoughts on that game last night, watching it, 18th ranked Carolina pulling away from Navy in the end. 73 to 60.
Listen, we was giving bedazzled belt to them boys, man. 24 points, we was up. And then at the end of the game, we start smelling the salt a little bit and started to take the foot off the gas. They go on a 15-0 run. And it forces a players-only meeting at the end of the game. And I like it. I like it, guys, because usually you have a players-only meeting after a loss. But this game, even though it was a win, it felt like a loss. Because there's no way, just like my boy C said, he was making, and we're going to play some of the audio, but Caleb, I mirror Caleb. Like, it was a lot of smiling during the interviews after the game from Vassar and from all these. And Caleb is like, nah, like, respect to Navy. They played us as best they could, but it should never be that close. It should never be a 10-point game with freaking Navy. We are Carolina. And when I tell you, man, it just feels so good to have a player to speak like we, the fans, have been speaking for freaking years. You dig what I'm saying? Like, there's no way we should be in contest with Wofford at home. You dig what I'm saying? And that is the way that Caleb. So to have a players-only meeting after the game, prompted by Seth Trimble, our senior, who's in street clothes, making sure that his cast is matching his Jordans, but still got enough cognizance to understand, hey, this ain't how we about to do it. Even with a win, I don't want y'all feeling comfortable with this type of win, because this is not going to bode well for us when we're playing the Michigan States, when we get into conference play. This dude, Wade, across the street at NC State, he'd take a shot at Carolina every chance he freaking gets.
He did. Yeah, he does.
Material for everybody. And I like the way that we sort of got together after this win to be like, yes, this is a win, but we're not happy with it.
PJ, what was your thoughts from last night? And then I'll get some audio from the star freshman Caleb Wilson here.
Well, like me and again, me and Dot were texting last night, and I told him I just don't like how when teams go zone on us, it's like the ball sticks. It's like I get the high-low works, but it's like as soon as the high-low is cut off, it's like our offense is like stuck, and it's like we're in shambles at that point. But and again, like I said, if Caleb gets in foul trouble, we just need to figure out what we're going to do after that. Because I feel like that's when, we start forcing turnovers and we start, just basically giving the other, because Caleb's also a great defender. So it takes away another great defender along with Seth being out the whole game too. So it's, it just takes away from a lot when Caleb's off the court. And we just need to figure out who's going to be that next man that's going to pick up that slack when he's out that 8 to 10 minute stretch,
It feels like they need to have either Caleb Wilson or Henry Vassar on the court at all times. Like, one of them has to be out there. When they're both out there, then I feel great. Like, I feel like running around against anybody in the country. But when you take them both off, it's like Jaren Stevenson's 6'10". If I'm not, he's 6'10", right? And I know he had a great game rebounding last night. He had felt like a lot of offensive rebounds. But sometimes I feel like he plays smaller than 6'10". Like, I forget he's a big man. And like with Carolina basketball, I'm used to having 2 big men out there at all times. It's run differently based on whoever the head coach is, but usually you're going to have those 2 big men out there. And it feels like when you take them out, before previous episodes, we were saying when you take Caleb Wilson out, everything changes. But I think it's both of them. I think when you take them both out, that's when it really changes. I am concerned about Caleb the past 2 games because in the Central, the same thing happened where he was picking up these weird ticky-tack fouls like early, getting 2 real fast, and then kind of having to play tentative or sit on the bench the rest of the first half. When we run across Duke or somebody like that, that's going to be a problem. Like if he's got to sit, because that's actually, honestly, that's kind of how we beat those teams like Duke or whatever. We got their big guys in foul trouble, Zion or whoever, and they had to sit for part of the first half, and that's when we kind of stuck around. I'm kind of worried about that, but I was looking at while I was watching the game last night, I was watching how many players Hubert was playing, and I know it's still early, and it was a question I had for PJ before we get to the Caleb audio. How big? What's the way I want to word this? What's too big of a rotation? Like, what's the comfortable number for rotation, not just in college hoops, but at Carolina? Because at Carolina, we've had teams that could go like, I remember the Jerry Stackhouse, Rasheed Wallace team was like 10, 11 deep. You know what I mean? Like 94, 95, like the year after they won the national championship. And then they got Rasheed and Stackhouse came in. That freshman class, it was like another 5 kids. That was like a 10, 11 deep squad. Hubert, I was counting the 5 guys on the court, and I'm counting 4 guys sitting on the bench with their warm-up already off, meaning they already played. So he, at that point, I think Zayden High was in. So at that point, he was on like number 10, I think. And then Isaiah Dennis got in. So I think he got up to like 11 guys he played last night. I don't expect that to stay the same in ACC play. But what do you think in your mind? What's the magic number for the rotation number that Hubert would want to land on where all of those people in that rotation contribute to the game? Because I don't know what that number is.
I'm going to be completely honest. With the team we have right now, we could be a 10-man rotation team. It's it's a confidence thing. Those guys have to come off the bench and play with the same energy Caleb plays with. You don't have to score. You don't have to go for 30. Get 5 or 6 rebounds. Get 4 or 5 assists. Get 2 or 3 steals. Take a charge. Like, do something to keep the momentum on our side until, we get our troopers back in. You get what I'm saying? Like, we could be a 10-man rotation team. I don't think that's impossible, but a comfortable rotation, I would say like 7 or 8.
7 or 8. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking, man. I'm thinking a good 7, 8. Like I think 10. And again, this is somebody who has never played on that level, PJ. So I definitely defer to you in this conversation. But I just found it would be difficult for guys to get their rhythm if we're subbing 10. You dig what I'm saying? Like, because to your point, we got to keep Vassar and Caleb on the court 80% of the time. The only way they're going to sit is if they're in foul trouble. Now, last night, PJ and I get into a conversation because I'm disappointed in Vassar personally as a fan because he's the biggest guy on the floor and he's missing layups. Meanwhile, Caleb is dunking everything. Caleb is 5 for 6 for dunks and 0 for 3 on layups. That should let you know, don't lay the ball up. Vassar, you're 7 feet tall. Why are you even trying to lay the ball up? And then, PJ tells me that he's playing down to competition. So again, I would like, not that we're interviewing PJ here, but I would like to ask you, PJ, for somebody that's played on that level, right? Why is it, if you're a baller, if you are a bucket, this is what you do. Why do you play down to competition? When we were growing up, when we were playing kids younger than us, we didn't play down to them. Like you would put your hand on their forehead and they would be swinging, trying to get
on their neck.
You stated your dominance. Why would you not want to state your dominance on the basketball court when you're a 7-footer playing for Carolina, PJ?
Because of the name across your chest. That's
Oh man. If y'all can't handle the pressure, don't come.
I think
that's what it is. I mean, that's
the problem. I think he's going from being a role player at Arizona to a main cog at Carolina, and like
he has to score.
Yeah, he's got to score. Where he didn't really have to score at Arizona. He's showing off his bag at Carolina. Like I didn't realize he could shoot threes and stuff like that. Like
I did not know he could shoot that well. No,
I thought he was gonna be more like Zerge Wicker. You remember him from back in the day? I thought he was just be kind of like that.
You digging in the bag, boy.
Ron Richmond, just the dude, just like tall, 7 foot, around the rim, just dunker, putbacks, rebounds, that kind of. I thought it was gonna be like that, but he can actually. I think he hit the first 3-pointer of the night, like in the first half or whatever. He can shoot, and
he hit the first 3.
He was throwing some jump hooks and some others. He didn't hit them last night, but they shouldn't have went in. He was 2 feet out from the basket or whatever. I feel like that'll correct itself maybe. But I am with that rotation again. If it's 9 men, 10 men, which I'm fine with, because you can run Carolina basketball and actually run like all day. You're still going to need a third big man to emerge probably here. So I don't think the question is who's the second scoring option, because I think it is Vassar. I think it's going to be who's the third big man. Who's going to be the third guy that that guy that comes off the bench to spell either Vassar or Wilson. Like, it's got to be one of those two. So if you're watching this live, you can actually ask us questions. We'll display them underneath the screen here on Facebook Live, on X, on Tobacco Road Sports Radio's YouTube channel. You can catch us on all of those. Just comment in the comment section. It'll pop up here below. We do got some audio from Caleb Wilson from last night. This is courtesy of North Carolina Hoops. Here's Caleb talking about Navy maybe being a little bit closer than they should have been.
I didn't have any emotion. Like, it's a close game. I was pissed off. That shit shouldn't happen. So that's how I feel. They were in North Carolina. Like, Navy played hard as they could, but that should never be a close game. So, honestly, that's how I feel.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
I like
it. Yeah, it's refreshing to hear that he recognizes it. He talks like a fan. He talks like a Carolina fan.
Point. I love when the players talk like us.
Yeah.
Like, again, Vassar and them were being real political, as they should. We're not supposed to know what happens in the team-only meetings, etc. But you got a good glimpse of that from Caleb. Like, Caleb's letting you know in that interview, like, people got lax. You know what I'm saying? People took their foot off the gas. You dig what I'm saying? Like, people started to get happy with a 24-point lead. We sat back. Next thing you know, they go on a 15-0 run. Navy should never go on a 15-0 run against Carolina.
In the Dean Dome.
Kid that was
in the Dean Dome.
There's always somebody in the Dean Dome past 5-6 years, it feels like, that just comes in here and has like a career night. Like the kid that hit the three right at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they said it's his first one season.
Yeah. It's like and then the little Steph Curry, whatever. I'm like, oh man, get out of here. Like, as soon as that happens, I gotta stay up and watch the rest of this.
When you walk into the Dean Dome, man, you walk in, you look up, man, and you see blue heaven. You see all the laundry in the sky. You see Michael Jordan, Tyler Hansbrough. You see all these names, and you know that the world is watching. So you're going to play the best you've ever played in your life. And the reality is, it seems like Seth and Caleb are the only two that's saying that on this team right now. And I'm going to need everybody else to get on board and understand. Like, I seen Jaren doing too much smiling. Yeah, I'm cool being a role player. You're not a role player, dog.
No, you started at Carolina.
You're not a glue guy, Jaren Stevenson. You're a freaking stud. So whoever told you you're a glue guy, you're not.
Yeah. See, I don't like that. Like, yeah, you're starting right now. And I don't think you're going to not start for the rest of the year. Like, you're going to pencil in at that small forward spot unless somebody like Jonathan Powell starts to push you. You know what I mean? But I can't see that happening because Stevenson does a little bit more than what Powell does on the floor. Again, last night he was one of the top rebounders on the team.
He can guard 1 through 5. Like, I sat and watched him one possession. He switched every screen at the top. He kept guarding the guard that came to the top. The point guard would hand it off to somebody. He'd switch that to that man. I saw him go 1 through 5 last night. So that's also a good thing to have. So he's definitely way more than a glue guy.
Yeah, I did notice. I noticed this from the first game too, that they switch a lot on defense. Like, and I'm not worried about it this year. Like, before they would switch, and I'm like, they got us. Like, they got us on somebody we don't want that person to be on. This year, all of them can switch, but the difference is we're long. Like, we're long. This roster is really.
In college, you can sit in that paint on defense.
Yeah,
forever.
And they got height. They finally have some height this year. So it's like, if you're going to switch, I don't mind Caleb Wilson getting switched out onto the point guard because he can guard him. You know, I don't mind Stevenson getting switched over to the center. He can guard him. Like, it's one or the guard or whoever, and they're not scared to switch, but they don't do it all game. Like, they'll get to a point where they'll man up and just stay man to man, and Hubert switches it around. But the one thing I've noticed watching these games so far, the offense is different. The offense is I think the offense is finally what Hubert Davis has been wanting to do for like the past 3 years. There was a sequence in the first half that led to a 3-point shot that was beautiful. Like, the ball didn't hit the ground. Like, they came down, and it's almost like he's got elements of the triangle in it. Like, I'm sitting there watching it because you've got either Vassar or you've got Wilson, like, right at the free throw line usually, especially if you're getting zone played against you. And they started whipping it around the horn, the 3-point line, and it was just like boom, boom. But like, nobody dribbled, they didn't get stuck. Like, if you didn't have the shot when the ball came to you, you passed it. So like, boom, 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 it goes all the way to the corner. Boom, boom, comes back to the top corner. They dump it into Vassar. right around the free throw line. He dumped it back out, and when he did it, the rotation changed for defense, and they shifted it all the way around to the other side of the court to, I think it was Jonathan Powell. Powell gets it in stride, shoots it bottom of the net, and he shoots it. Him and Dixon, when they shoot it, you can tell it's going in when it leaves their hand. Like, it's one of those things you can follow the trajectory of the ball type joints, and you're just like, yeah, that's it, splash.
And I think those two will be in that 7-8 rotation.
I think so too. Yeah, Powell's proven to me like he deserves to be here, and Dixon.
Like you said, it's just really about who's that big man going to be.
I think it might be Stevenson. I'm not sure, but here's some more audio from Caleb Wilson from last night after the Tar Heels win over, kind of close win over Navy.
I'm not down. I'm pissed off. Yeah, I'm not down. I said, if we played like that against Michigan State, it won't be fortunate for us. And that's next week, a couple of days. So the time moves fast. Got a couple of days of practice in between, but just got to pick it up.
You said you're pissed off. Do you feel like after?
So again, sounding like
not lying.
He sounds like us. Like he sounds like us talking about it. Like, where does it come from? Because these kids aren't wired like this. Like, he sounds like an old soul, don't he? Like, he sounds like us.
Bro, I'm telling you, that's why I like Caleb.
He's from Georgia.
Anybody like this in a very long time, man. Somebody who is wise beyond their years, right? Like, we love the stuff that Armando used to say, like, I'll die for this team and stuff like that. Like, we loved it. Armando always said the right things, but even he wasn't as captivating and eloquent with his words as free. I just seen Caleb on the cover of Slam magazine with a bedazzled belt around his neck. Slam and bedazzled. Like, it's like he is a culture shifter, dog. He's a culture shifter. Like, and he knows that. Like, he comes in, he dunks 3 times in a row. Like, 3 consecutive possessions.
That first one was nasty.
4 dunks.
Oh my God!
That first one,
I dropped my food. Remember, I told you I had to go get some food. I dropped my food. I had to go get it.
Mr. Fantastic. Like, how did he reach the goal from where it was? Like, he
literally. But then they call a timeout, and he has no facial expression.
Yeah,
like he's not getting the crowd. He's knowing this is how all of us should be playing against Navy, guys. We have a height. We're taller than everybody out here. We're faster. We got more scholarships. Why is it this close? Stop playing. And I love that. I love that.
And you're absolutely right, because I remember watching him after like the second or third when they call that timeout, and they were walking back to the bench, and Henry Vassar was trying to come over to give him that. And he was just like, nah.
Bro, what are you doing?
He ran straight to the bench. I saw that. Yeah.
I saw it. I was just like, so I've been watching him. I'm keeping my eyes on. And shout out to Caleb Wilson. I saw he just signed a New Balance deal. With through Clutch or whatever, similar to the same deal Cooper Flagg signed with them last year. It'll follow him into the pros. At this point, he's playing himself into I know we're only 5 games to the season, but he might end up being the number 1 pick in the draft when this is over with. Like, it's
either. You know what's so crazy? You know what's so crazy? Before we go to the next thing, now that everyone said it, I see Kevin Garnett written all over his game. Like,
ooh.
It's written all over his game,
that's
man.
What everybody starts saying, and that's what I've been seeing too, P. Like, just the way he talks.
Because it's all mid-range. Everything is either a mid-range or it's a dunk.
Actually, I was going to bring up a different name. And see, I was waiting for somebody else to say it when I mentioned it a couple weeks ago when I said Rasheed Wallace. Another one popped up around the same era. Chris Webber. I'm starting to see Chris Webber in him too. Same thing, like mid-range, a lot of dunks. A lot of intimidation. That was Chris Webber's game in college, where like that was the kind of game last night where if that was the Fab Five playing that Navy team and Chris Webber was in the middle of that 4 dunk thing or whatever, Chris Webber would have gave one of them little small white kids like one of them Chris Webber stairs like underneath the goal just to intimidate them. That's what him, Juwan Howard, man. That's why I love them. They were bullies. Like they were bullied. They bullied everybody. It was like if you want to get in our face, fine. The only team that ever got in their face really was Duke. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing about Caleb, though. Caleb isn't a bully.
He's not a bully.
An exceptional basketball player, and he understands the game on a level that I haven't seen from somebody that age. I used to tell players every game when I was over there working, please don't lay the ball up. Dunk it every time. I would tell what's my big man that transferred? He's over at Vanderbilt now.
Jalen Washington.
Yes, Big. Dunk the ball. Watch how crazy this student section goes when you dunk the ball, dog. The only person that would listen to me about trying to dunk every single time is Bryce. Me and Bryce will have a bet. Like, if you don't dunk this game, you got to give me 5 push-ups at the end of the game. And he will be on camera like, I didn't dunk today, Dot. Here go your push-ups. Like, he was that locked in. And I would have the same thing with Garrison. You dig what I'm saying? Because bigs, dunk the ball. It changes the energy in the game, dog. It takes a little bit of the heart from the opposing team, and I'm so glad that Caleb understands that, dog.
I'm glad man, Garrison used to make me so mad because he.
Oh my God, Garrison!
Like, what are you doing? Like, dunk the ball, man. You're taller than everybody on the court. You're right there. Just dunk it. Like, stop laying the ball in. Bryce, though, senior year, Bryce Johnson was a problem. Like, he was dunking everything. Like, that was the year he had like the 40-point, 20 rebound game, Florida State.
Yeah, Florida State.
Like, I saw Bryce.
Nothing to do with him that night. It was crazy.
I saw Bryce at Theo's birthday party, and we were talking about Caleb and how much he dunks. And Bryce really likes the fact that he dunks as much as Bryce used to dunk. Bryce, like, nobody has tried to dunk like that since me.
It's
and I'm
different.
like, that is so true, dog. Like, dunk the ball.
You know, it's like that really across all levels because everybody wants to shoot threes now. Like, all the big men want to shoot threes, so nobody's camped out in the paint. And like,
hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I want a healthy balance. I feel like that's where Carolina is at right now, where it's crazy to me. I'm 47. It's crazy to me to see a Carolina team going back to playing inside out ball because that's what they're doing. They dump it into Wilson or they dump it into Vassar. Vassar dumps it back out, or they go into the paint and actually do a post move. Like when I do high school basketball, nobody knows how to play post anymore. Nobody knows how to post up. Nobody knows how to do footwork and get to the bucket.
It's all. See, y'all not gonna understand it. It's all DHOs and pistols and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Look,
what is that?
Hold on, man. You start
a downhill option. What is a DHO?
So you know what you were talking about when they catch it on the elbow and they dribble handoff. The DHO dribble handoff. They dribble hand it off to a guard.
Okay.
And they swing it, and then or they come down. The guard gets it. The other guard runs past him, and then they give it to them on the elbow. So yeah.
Thanks, PJ.
If I had a chalkboard, I'd turn around and
I know, right? That's what we need.
That's
what we need. We need a chalk. We need a whiteboard.
Draw up some plays. Look, I draw the exact play they ran last night, and I can show you.
That's where we're about to go. That's where this podcast is going. I need to see that. I promise.
I would love that. That would be great. Yes. And you gonna be like Kenny Smith on Inside the NBA. The screen.
We got our own Kenny. Yeah.
I ain't gonna fall out the chair nothing like Shaq.
I'll fall out the chair.
I heard stuff. Oh my gosh. We're Bleav in Hills Hoops. We are live right now. Thanks to everybody that's piping in. Whether you're on Dot's Instagram feed, whether you're on X, whether you're on Facebook Live, YouTube, we're here every Wednesday recapping what we've seen so far and looking forward to the games ahead. And we got some stuff that I wanted to talk. Actually, you know what? Let me go to our friend Doug Beamer, who owns Beamer Tire and Auto, multiple locations across the Triad, Kernersville, Greensboro, High Point. They do an excellent job with everything they do. Make sure you go over and talk to Doug Beamer about any of your auto needs. I've been giving Doug free publicity ever since this podcast started. Like, I know. I'm like, hey,
it was a whole commercial right there. You did a whole 15 seconds.
I did. You're welcome, Doug. You're welcome. We're still waiting on that check. But Doug, he's gonna watch this later. He told me the Swarm have
11 o'clock game today. Yeah,
their school game day today. So he's over there doing that. But he asked me, he said, I got a topic for the Tar Heels show. And I'm like, okay, what you got? He said, who's the biggest name at the time that has now been forgotten in Tar Heel history? And I was like, who would that be?
Rashad McCants.
Who?
Rashad McCants.
He ain't forgot. We just don't F with, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I know where he is. I know where he is. Like,
we know how to go right to his podcast. Yeah, I think Will Graves, man. I think Will Graves will go on that list. And if PJ wasn't here on this podcast, I might put him in that category as well. You know what I'm saying? The difference is, and PJ has gone on the record and cleared up a bunch of this, but the difference is PJ did some things that sort of rubbed the Carolina family the wrong way.
So Will Graves, he's still there. Like,
but Will Graves never really had a blemish after that situation that happened at Carolina when Roy had to come and help him out. You dig what I'm saying? But when you talk about prolific scorers at Carolina, Will Graves' name has to be mentioned in that conversation, dog. And I think that gets forgotten, and I think it gets left to the side when you're talking about those type players.
I started thinking about guys that left early that shouldn't have left early. And the first name I landed on was Joe Forte. Because he left like, what was it, sophomore year?
Sophomore year, yep.
After they went on that weird Final Four run. They were like an 8 seed, and they got there, and then he left. And I think he went in the first round. I think the Celtics drafted him.
But wait, I got a question to this question. What are we saying? Like the person is forgotten? Because whenever you mention sensational freshman, Joseph Forte's name is always mentioned.
Yeah,
like they always mention Joseph Forte. Like,
but it feels like we don't talk about him like today when we talk about Carolina greats. He's not one of the first, second, or 10th names that we come up with.
But he didn't do much to be great in that conversation. Like he didn't win a natty. He didn't win a, you know what I'm saying? But I don't think when you if you mention Joseph Forte, nobody's like, oh, dang, Joseph Forte. Like he isn't one of those players. Like whenever you mention Joseph Forte, everybody like, man, Joseph Forte he should have stayed. It's never a forgotten, in my opinion.
I guess more top of mind, like in terms of, we talk about the Rasheeds, the Stackhouses, the Vince Carters, the ones that are well known. Even like more recently, Cole Anthony, RJ Davis, Caleb Love, Armando. Like those are ones we're going to remember for a while because they were here for a while. I was trying. Who else?
I think that helps.
Brendan Wright, maybe like somebody that was on here.
Brendan Wright, yo.
I played with him in Memphis.
God.
See? And like I kind of forgot he played here. He was only here for a year. It was like 08, I think. He played here for like one season and then left. He got drafted first round. And who was my guy?
Or Tony Bradley.
Tony Bradley.
Bradley.
That's exactly what I was thinking of. And he got drafted by Utah first round. So these
guys keep a job.
Yeah.
I heard Tony Bradley hates me.
He was what?
I heard Tony Bradley hates me.
Hates you? Why?
I hate you.
Because I used to be on the radio talking straight trash about Tony Bradley. Because he was 7 feet and he wouldn't dunk. He was what are you doing?
Don't come to Carolina if you're 7 foot and you refuse to dunk the basketball.
Bro, what are you doing here? You big, tall waste of space. Go do something. And one of my partners that played for Carolina, he told me in confidentiality, he was like, Tony Bradley wanted to put hands on you.
Yo, that'd have been hilarious. Like watching that.
Get your bitch ass off of me.
Like watching you fight a pine tree. Like just like what is going on? I didn't know Tony Bradley was built like that. Like he didn't seem like he wasn't
necessarily, but nobody likes to get talked about. I was on the radio, so I'll be on the radio like talking about my Tar Heels.
That's what you do.
That's what happens. That's what happens. But I don't know. It was a good question from Doug. I was just like, that's a pretty good question. It made me start thinking about players. It made me start to shift to like players that were really only here for like a year because that's really the only way you forget them at Carolina. If they've only been in front of your face for 9 months and then they disappear.
But
you kind of forget you played here.
You wouldn't say folks forgot about Kobe White.
I don't.
Cole Anthony.
See, and
they only played 1 year, but they are unforgettable Tar Heels.
Kobe White, sort of not forgotten, but just again not top of mind. Like he's not one of the first guards I think of when I think of Carolina basketball because the sample size was so small. Even though Kobe White was a ridiculous situation to begin with. Like he was a walking 40-point like kid. Like I remember me and you were doing the Joseph Level Classic at Dudley a couple years ago with the one he was in that had the Hairston twins in it and a couple others. And my man scored 40 points, and it felt like he had only had like 4 shots. Like we were like, how did he get to 40? Like
that's why he's the all-time leading scorer in North Carolina high school basketball.
Like, who is this kid? Like he's like 6'1", afro out to here, and like we got to the end of the game. I'm looking at the box score, and I'm like,
I was fortunate enough to spend a whole summer with him. Trey played with him CP3 one summer, so I got to watch him for a whole summer. They were like, he's going to Carolina. I was like, no, he not.
He going to the league.
I'm talking about he was having on the AAU circuit, bro. He was averaging like 40, 45 a game, and it was just fun. And they were winning too. They were a good team. It was just they had him.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he was like ball hogging or like keeping the ball. Like it was within the flow of the offense, but like if he threw it up, it was going in. And like he would drive. Like it was.
I was coaching his team in the Josh Level Classic.
Yeah,
and I remember that I was subbing him, right? I subbed Kobe White and out the game. Yeah.
You're an idiot.
Wallace, bro. But you got to understand. Hear me out for a second. Hear me out. I got a whole bench of guys that's supposed to be studs too. It's the first half. I'm trying to give everybody playing time. I know who Kobe White is, but I'm not. So they score a couple baskets on us and we don't return baskets. And Kobe get up. He like, all right, I'm ready to go. I was like, you don't need no breather? He's like, man, I don't need no damn breather. Don't sub me anymore for the rest of the game. I said, all right, say less. I didn't sub him for the rest of the game. And as Desmond just told you, the man dropped 40 points and was Josh level MVP. Nobody has scored more points than him. And he sat like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So if he would have played them 4 minutes, he probably would have went for 50.
And it felt like he didn't score at all. That's why I was
That's
like, it was
point.
so effortless. It was just like 40 points. How did he get to 40 in an all-star game? Like in an all-star game.
I think Wendell Carter might have been on that.
Yeah.
Against him. Like it was some comp out there, dog.
Yeah.
It really was. And he went for a 40 plus.
That's a great segue into what I'd had for the I guess we'll start calling it like legacy topic, where we'll talk something more legacy that's not actually current events or whatever. I put in, we talked about it last week. We started talking about point guards at Carolina and how important they are to the overall system, regardless of who the coach is and everything else. Yeah. And I was like, let's break this down into decades, because maybe after we do the decades, then we'll take the best of each decade and just try to figure out who's the king point guard of Carolina history or something like that. But I wanted to do point guards 2015 to 2024, and then we'll keep going backwards as we go. And the ones that that basically you got to choose from here: Marcus Page. And this is going to be a pretty good.
It's a short list, though. It's a short.
I'm about to say it's a short list because
it's about 5 or 6. Marcus Page, 2015, 2016. Joel Berry.
Yeah, then it's Joel Berry.
Kobe White, who we have on here. Cole Anthony, RJ Davis, and Elliot Cadeau.
Only one of those won the championship.
Only one won a ship. And see, that's what I was going to say, man.
Well, actually, no, 2. Did Marcus won one, right?
No.
No,
he didn't win.
He was on the team that didn't. He was on the team that lost to Villanova.
Yeah. Theo then won the next. Joel Berry then won the next year.
Right.
That's
so damn.
But RJ is part of that Iron Five though, that beat Duke in the Natty. I mean, in the Final Four.
See, RJ might have a bigger win. That's hard.
But he didn't win a chip. He didn't win a chip.
So you're telling me? So you're telling me that RJ Davis being the point guard that beat Duke in Cameron and beat Duke in the Final Four. That's not bigger than freaking Joel Berry's win in 2017.
But see, did they beat Duke that year too?
I don't know.
You know, actually, I think they did. But
who got most improved play? The most outstanding player of the Final Four, that 2017 team. Was it
Joel Berry?
Was it Joel or Kennedy?
No, it was Joel.
It was Joel. Yeah, Joel. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? That's like winning the chip and getting the Finals MVP. Like,
right. Yeah, but this is my point with Joel though. To your point that he won a natty. It's the type of natty he won, because again, that 2017 team is my favorite Carolina national championship team because of the journey, because they had lost the year before and got all the way back pretty much with the core of who was there. It was almost like they were doing it for the seniors that had just got for Page and Bryce Johnson, that they deserved a national championship that year. Like, they got robbed basically on a bank shot from 3. You know what I'm saying? Like that
shot by Jank, man.
It was. It did like the whole narrative. It erased the Marcus Page double clutch 3, like right before it, like all of that. Like, so yeah, that puts Joel up there because of it, because of the type of natty they won. It wasn't like out of the blue. It was like a 2-year journey for it. But then again,
I'm about to say, now let me counter.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're giving it all to Joel Berry because of that natty championship. But I'm here to tell you, you have to remember. Now, I'm a bit biased on this year because, again, I was 6 man. So, like, I was right there. Yeah. Like, this is arguably the greatest Carolina season of my life, right? So I'm a bit biased in that. But to watch where Carolina came from, nobody expected us to do nothing, to go on that remarkable run. First of all, nobody expected us to go in Cameron and beat Coach K and them. Remember, they had all of the former players there. Nobody expected. We had just got curb stomped by Duke a couple games ago.
Yes. Yep, you're right.
Game. We go in that game and RJ Davis balls lights out first half. I'm talking about hooping.
Yeah.
Hooping. Then we saw that remarkable run all through the tournament. I'm talking about beating Baylor, beating like all of these teams just to get to the Final Four to see Duke again. Nobody expected us to beat. We had just beat Duke and Cameron. We were not going to beat them in the Final Four. It is impossible. Only to beat them in the Final Four? No.
That's the biggest stage we've ever played a Carolina Duke game on.
Biggest stage ever. We played.
I'm telling you though, if we had messed around and hung on to that game against Kansas and won that chip, that would have been the best championship team ever.
Ever. I tell you that.
Like, yeah, they're just running with 5.5 players.
Like they're at the top with best teams that didn't win it.
Yeah, I give them that.
Wait a minute. Not to mention, why are they called the Iron Five, guys?
Because they played every minute of the
freaking
game.
Nobody subbed.
They played 5.5 players like that whole game. Like,
they played every minute of every freaking game, bro.
Man? There was one guy they were coming off the bench. Who was the sixth man on that team?
You tell us. I'll give you $100.
I can't remember who it is now, but they were playing 5.5 players pretty much, and then really it's 4.5 that second half because Armando was limping up and down the court all second half. So, but then, so okay, so it sounds like we're coming down to we're not going to.
No, it was Puff Johnson.
Oh,
yes,
Puff was.
And Puff balled out. That was a lot of the reason too why we went on that run too. So don't ever discredit Puff from coming off the bench on that team. He played a huge role. And in that and in that Baylor game, what's my boy Styles? He came in.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
he came in, hit a couple big shots. It was a couple people off the bench that actually had to step up, and in that moment they did. But
clear, that was in the Final Four. They got called the Iron Five because in the second half of the Duke game at Cameron, nobody got subbed.
Yeah,
there was not one substitution. All 5 starters played the entire second half. No subs.
Oh, look, there's still nothing better than Coach K having to tell that crowd to shut up, basically.
Oh, my God,
to speak after that game.
And that so picture, and that picture of Caleb Love handing it off to Armando and running like this. Yeah. And Armando swinging on the rim in the background.
Making all them Duke fans cry. Like, there's Duke fans in there sobbing, like weeping.
Oh, yeah, crying.
Like a funeral. I was
okay. That just made me feel a lot better because now imagine how they felt when they lost in the Final Four.
Right, exactly. Not only we packing out of Durham, but we're going to send you packing good. Like, this is it, the end of the series. Like, we're done.
Like, you sent them home on this night. So then you send them home for good.
Yeah, send them home for good. So it sounds like it's in this time period, it's between Joel Berry or RJ Davis, because we haven't really mentioned Cole Anthony. Actually, that team that Cole Anthony was the point guard of was below 500, right? Like at the end of the season.
He was literally our only scoring option. And he had like a knee issue like half the season.
Yeah, he missed half the season. You're right. And then that was right before COVID. Actually, that was the AC tournament that we lost to Syracuse, and then the next day the whole world basically shut down. Yes. And they did that weird thing. They just gave it to Florida State because they were the regular season champ, like in an empty Greensboro Coliseum. I just got tickets. I just got ticket the night before. Like my friend, my friend's family owns Park Chevrolet out in Kernsville, and they're Wake Forest fans. So they had tickets to the tournament or whatever. And Wake Forest went out earlier that day, and like she hit me up and was like, "Hey, me and my mom are gonna go to the rest of this tournament. I got these tickets. You want to go?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." Like, well, how much you want for them? She's like, "No, I'll just give them to you. We got them. They're sitting there. I'll just give them to you so you can go. I know you're a Carolina fan." And then Carolina played Syracuse and lost. And I was like, "I'm not gonna go to the rest of this. If I do, it'll be for media or something." And then the next morning was when everything happened, COVID, everything else.
That's wow.
Went on from there. But Cole, that year is like a lost season. Like, we don't talk about that season. It just was. Cole was out. There was another freshman we had. Was it Armando?
Well, what messed us up was nobody. Well, PJ apparently did, but Coach Williams did not expect Kobe to leave after his freshman year.
Yeah, that's
he thought Kobe White was going to stay for a sophomore season and have Cole Anthony there, and it'd be Kobe White and Cole Anthony in the backcourt, and we'd have had the most unstoppable
scary
problems like all over.
Scary.
I want to say that was Armando's freshman year, wasn't it? 2019?
I think so.
Might have been.
Yeah, so because he came in with Cole. It was him, Cole, and somebody else.
Right. You are right.
So I think it might have been RJ. No,
hey, that's the topic for another day too, man. If guys would have stayed that extra year, what happens to that next team?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think Joe Forte probably would have went.
Well, I tell you what, right now, if I could have played my junior year, we would have won a damn chip. So
that would have been
2013.
13?
We lost to Iowa State second round. I was so pissed at home. Let me tell you, I was Oh my goodness.
Hey, that's when you was in Texas, wasn't you?
Yeah, I watched the game in Texas. I was in
I used
Dallas
to watch
then.
you light up out there lighting up a 40, 50 a game in
Oh
Texas.
my God.
God, he's supposed to be in a Tar Heel jersey. I remember being pissed
Oh
looking at
my
that picture.
gosh.
I'm gonna mark Kobe White and Cole Anthony off of this because they were only there a year, and so really Marcus Page, RJ Davis, Joel Berry.
Now, if you go like best scoring point guards, you can put Kobe probably at the top of there somewhere.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure, yes.
Yeah, like,
That's scoring for
now
like
you
Kenny
you
Smith. Yeah, I'd put him up there easily.
yeah.
But in terms of like what you look for in a Carolina floor general, like running the break, running the secondary, directing traffic.
From that point right there, when you break it down like that, I'm gonna give it to Joel Berry over RJ.
I think I got to do the same.
More memorable moments and more memorable games to me. But when you talk about a straight up floor general, man, somebody who you trust with the ball, like RJ Davis shared that point guard responsibility with Caleb Love for majority of his career. Then he had it by himself, sort of, but he was sharing it with Elliot Cadeau. There was never really a time where RJ, you are the clear number one point guard. Caleb is the two. Mondo is. It was never that. With Joel Berry's team, there was only one point guard.
Well, for 2017, yeah, because in 2016 he was sharing it with Marcus Page.
Marcus Page, absolutely.
And if I'm having to choose between, I'm gonna choose between Page and Berry.
6'7",
I'm probably gonna pick Berry because Berry's faster. Page can shoot it probably better than Berry.
Well, can score it. I think he can score better than Joel Berry. Not necessarily shoot, but I think he can score, get to the cup a little bit better. But
Joel was a bully.
Yeah, Joel he was like his size, like he broad shouldered.
Yeah,
like
he was strong. He was strong.
And he can hit the three. He was one of the ones that would start shooting them like 35-foot threes. Like that him, Justin Jackson, and them guys, like they were shooting these long threes.
Yeah. And then you had guys, and then you had Theo that was like the playmaker in the middle of all them shooters.
Yep. That's who I want Jaren Stevenson to be. I want Jaren Stevenson to be Theo Pinson for this.
That's who I feel like that's who Caleb is because he can still score and do it. If he's in the game, we're good.
Basically, yeah.
And if he's not, we're not, and that's a problem.
That's a serious problem. Like I think we were talking about rankings the other day. I'm fine with them being at 18 because they still got work to do. Again, they've only played 5 games together. Like this collective unit. Like there's no the one guy that's been here the longest is sitting on the bench. And every time I see Seth Trimble sitting on the bench, I'm like, how did he get his shirt on? Because his cast is like
they probably take it off. They probably take it. They probably take it off.
And then so he gets, and then they cast him back up or something.
Probably so. Because they probably do his
of like the hole that he's having to put it through in his shirt. And I'm like, I'm thinking these weird things while I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, how did he put his shirt on? Like, why is that sleeve not stretched? Like it's like this big around his arm. And he's sitting there like this, like on camera with it, and like it looks like they're rewrapping it because it was black the other night. So I don't know, just stupid stuff for me. Like I noticed that kind of dumb stuff. Like how do you put his shirt on and then and come out here with that cast on? So Joel Berry, is that our point guard for 2015 to 2024?
Yeah, it took a lot of discussion, but I'm gonna give it to Joel Berry over the last.
Yeah, we'll go Joel.
Right, I'm gonna keep track of this. So like next week we'll do 2014 to 2005. So you can start talking like Ty Lawson.
It's gonna be. I know the top 3 from there. I know who it's gonna be.
I gotta go in my mind. Gonna pop up here. Ed Coder gonna pop up in here somewhere. Like,
you said 05 to 14. Ed Coder's not in there.
No, I mean that's what I mean. Eventually in the series, he's gonna pop up in here somewhere. Like where we're gonna be.
Got Ray Felton versus Ty Lawson versus Kendall. Like
that's
champs here. Like you got like people that got hardware, and then
I'm about to say, and then Kendall, and that's what I'm saying. If Kendall don't get hurt, bro, we win a chip.
That squad.
End of discussion.
And it's nothing. They were cover slam at the preseason, and they were ranked. I think they were number 1 preseason. Y'all were, I think, and a lot of polls. And I remember thinking, this is the first time in a long time I feel like this team's supposed to win the national championship. Like it's set up for them to just everybody was back because Barnes came back. Like everybody came back. So it was like,
bro, imagine walking in as like a freshman from Dudley High School. You're on the number 1 team in the country.
From Dudley High School, dog.
Bro, like I'm telling you, bro. Like it was crazy.
I love it. Well,
look, I just looked this up, man. RJ Davis and Joel Berry stats, career stats.
Oh, hit it.
Absolutely insane how similar they are. 144 games to 175 games. RJ Davis with 175. Points per game. One got 12.6, one got 15.6. Who is who?
RJ got 15.
RJ with 15. Assists per game. One has 3.1, one has 3.2.
Joel has 3.2.
Joel has 3.1. Field goal percentage. One is 41.9%. The other is 42%.
Like clone each other.
I'm talking about they're right there clones, bro.
Yeah.
3-point percentage. This blew my mind. One is 36.6%. The other is 37.2%. RJ Davis is 0.5% better 3-point shooter than Joel Berry.
What?
Wow.
And you think with all the threes Joel Berry hit, you be like,
but all the threes RJ Davis hit, you would think he would be a way more prolific 3-point shooter than Joel Berry.
Yeah, but you got to think they were hitting them threes the same exact way, coming off pick and rolls.
Mm-hmm.
And lastly,
down off the break, just
free throw percentage. Joel was an 83% free throw shooter, and RJ Davis is an 86% free throw shooter.
There's a big difference maker right there.
Yeah, RJ was really good at the line.
But I'm upset with our free throw percentages.
I heard that last night. They were like below 70.
Central, 74% last night.
But that's a fix, though. That's a fix.
I think
you can spend the last 30 minutes of practice shooting straight free throws, and then make it a consequence. That's how we used to do it. It was a consequence. You didn't hit free throws, it was a consequence.
What would be the consequence? What are some of the consequences?
Running. Running. Conditioning.
A lot.
Yeah. That wasn't it. But for you though, PJ, that wasn't a consequence like the year when you had to sit out. You was running what? How many 33s a day type foolishness? But
I was also an 85% free throw shooter. So I didn't.
That is a concern that the Carolina team, we talk about how well they are shooters this year, but they're struggling from the free throw line. So it's like that is something that I think they can't fix because this is a team of shooters. Even the bigs can shoot. I think they'll fix the free throw situation on its own as we get deeper into the season.
It's always so alarming.
Oh, wait. Luka's getting more and more comfortable, guys.
Didn't you say he's going to top 30 soon?
He's missing. I'm telling you, the free throws are going to come along, but he shot 3 for 5 from 3 last night. He shoots the same way. When it leaves his hand, I can tell if going in or not. Exactly.
None of these dudes rattle home threes. They're all splash bottom of the bucket type threes, which tells me they shoot a lot of threes in practice.
There's going to be a few games this year where we hit 20+ threes.
I think so. I hope it's
there's going to be a few.
I hope it's against NC State.
And that's I'm telling you, there's gonna be a few games where we hit 20+ threes, and it's not gonna surprise me because we literally have 8 shooters. 1 through 5 on the court can shoot threes.
Yeah, which is
you got 3. Then you have 3 players off the bench that are shooters.
This is new for you. Yeah, just go shooter. I can bring in shooters all day. I can bring in shooters. Again, this is why I'm so excited about this season because this is the first up and down Hubert Davis roster we've seen. There's no remnants of anything before. Anybody he recruited under Roy, anybody that transferred in under, none of that. It's all Hubert built this from nothing. There was nothing on the roster, and he built. I'm not gonna say he built it around Seth Trimble. Trimble's just the only one that returned, other than James Brown. Everything else is new. All of it. He brought it all in. So it's really a testament to him if this works or not, because he picked this team. He handpicked it, so it has to work. If it don't work, then we do have to start looking at Hubert hey, man, what are we doing? We might have to, have a talk, figure this out. But by all accounts, every time I look at them, I'm like, this team fits. They fit together. All the pieces fit. And it's the starting 5 is perfect for what they do. And I'm waiting on Kyan Evans to take that step to join this point guard list that we just made. And I think he can maybe get there. But
he just needs to get. He just needs to get. Dhat sold. I'm trying to tell him last night. He just has to be more aggressive. Instead of coming off the pick and roll and looking to pass it to Caleb, which they know you're gonna do, go shoot a floater.
Go get a bucket, man.
Just go shoot a floater.
Because I'm telling you, man, he's about to go from the starting lineup to 8th or 9th man coming off the bench type foolishness.
Who, Evans?
Yes, because
who would you start at point besides him?
Luka or Seth, and just have them, one of them bring up the ball and get us into the offense type joint.
I didn't even think about that.
Because when Seth gets back, what are you gonna do? You're gonna bring Luka off the bench? You're not bringing Seth off the bench.
That's a good point. I didn't even think
Seth's
about that.
probably gonna run point because Seth's naturally a point guard.
Yeah, and you can't really
So
put
what
him
does
anyplace
that do
else
for
because of his
Bryant?
height.
That
So
puts him. So now do you bring him?
He'll just be the backup.
yeah,
I don't
which
know.
maybe
And
that was-
which is also not a bad thing because now you have 4 shooters coming off the bench.
and that might have been what the plan was to begin with. Because remember, Luka was supposed to be eligible to start this whole thing
Yeah,
off.
he didn't even know he was playing like 20 minutes before tip off or something.
Yeah.
Like
So like, I don't know if Kyle Evans was even supposed to be the starter. He just kind of by necessity kind of has
and
to.
then he played well that game too. Like so,
I think he hit like 4 threes or something. So yeah. Anything else we want to hit before we get out of here? Because we are up against it, and the game's coming up before we come back on again. It's just one. They play St. Bonaventure Tuesday, November 25th. And then it looks like they play Thanksgiving.
Michigan State should
Michigan
be
State,
after that.
yeah, 4:30 p.m. Okay, so got some Carolina hoops on Thanksgiving Day.
Wait, they play at 4:30 on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Man, my Cowboys play the Chiefs at 4:30 on Thanksgiving.
Oh, Dhat, you should swing by the restaurant, man. Watch the game. I'm gonna have my Mahomes jersey on.
What restaurant?
I got my CeeDee Lamb jersey, bro. You ain't bad, man. You go get some jersey. You better be glad my jersey's upstairs, or I'll come out on your ass.
I would say shout out to my Carolina Panthers who have given me almost a stroke every other week. I don't know.
Hey,
what
man.
show up. They're gonna be really good or really bad.
They doing something. They trying to get it together. Look like it.
They trying to turn the corner. Shout out to Bryce Young and everybody else down there doing their thing. Check out Bleav in Panthers with me and Jonathan Stewart on the same Bleav.
Yo, Jay Stewart is a fool, man. That dude is hilarious.
He is.
I just started following him on social media. I didn't realize how locked in he was with the Panthers still. He loves the Panthers.
Dude, yeah, man. Look, we interviewed that Carolina Mike dude last week. I was like totally against it at first. I didn't even know who he was. The dude that's got the $150,000 song or whatever.
Oh, man, what would you do for $100,000?
Yeah, and like Bleav hit us up and was like, hey, we got Carolina Mike. We want to do a little something with him. I'm like, do a little something like what? And they were like, we're going to do like a little just something with him. And Stu's all aboard it. And I was like, all right. And I got on my phone and I got on Instagram, and the very first video is Jonathan Stewart doing the running man in like a parking lot to this song. And I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is this?
Man, I gotta meet Stu, man. He's a nut job.
Man, he is hilarious.
Are they gonna have him on the Manning cast?
I don't know. Actually, they were talking about good people to have. He'd be a good person to have for it.
He would.
The Panthers have never been on Monday Night Football since they started the Manning cast. So if they get somebody like Stu or Luke,
they playing on Monday night?
Yeah, the 49ers against Christian McCaffrey again.
And it's
in Charlotte?
No, it's in San Francisco. But
I'm about to say Charlotte gonna be lit.
No, not yet. We ain't there yet. But there's storylines all over it. Christian McCaffrey gets to play against the Panthers for the first time. The Panthers only a half game out of first in the NFC South behind Tampa right now. So I mean, this is the first time I've had meaningful November football to talk about with the Panthers in like 8 years. And I've been doing a pod for like 7 of those on the Panthers.
If you're a Panther fan, you should legit be optimistic and happy right now. Like,
yeah.
You haven't swept the Falcons since 2013. And when you did that, that's when you set up the team that would eventually be the 2015 team that went on to the Super Bowl. Like, this Panthers team right now, they're trending in the right direction, man. And they've been able to go up under the radar. Ain't nobody expecting nothing from them. Half a game outside of first in the South.
In November, Thanksgiving week, like, come on, man. Like, if I told people that in August, like, look, we're gonna be 6-5 going into the week before Thanksgiving, going to Monday Night Football, and we're half game out of first place.
Above 500 in general, like,
yes,
in November.
I used to hate wearing my hoodie out in public. Like, people would like point and be like, "Man, you a Panther fan?" Like, they'd say it like in disgust. Like,
yeah.
Now people come up on me in Walmart and be like, they just want to talk Panthers. Like, hey, man, what you think about Price? What you think about this? I'm like, this is crazy. Like, whenever,
big shout to Walmart too.
Big
shout to Walmart. I walked in Walmart the other day and they treated me like I was Jay-Z. I'm talking about, man.
Is this the
everybody was showing me love? Big shout to Walmart, man.
Was it in Greensboro?
No, I'm in Charlotte. I'm in Charlotte. I was just walking around. They were like, yo, that's Dhat. Yo, what's up? Can we get a picture, man? These is employees. I'm like, yo, what's happening? We outside.
Yo. So I think that's a mic drop right there. I think we're going to end it right there. Bleav in Hills Hoops. We'll be back next Wednesday about 11 o'clock in the morning. and we'll continue this point guard series. And you guys can contribute, join in. I'll see if Doug has another topic for us that he wants us to bring up, because that was actually pretty good. He said he would check out the episode a little bit later on when he got back to the office. So,
Doug, this is what I got for you. Your initials are Beamer, Tire, and Auto, BTA, and y'all put BTA to anybody doing oil changes.
Yo, there's the liner right there. There's the
slogan.
There's the live read right there. So I'm gonna have to go visit Doug and talk about that. See if I can get us some money from out of Doug.
All right.
So for B Dot, for PJ Hairston, this is Desmond Johnson. You've been watching and listening to the Bleav in Hills Hoops podcast here, now officially on Bleav Podcast Networks, and brought to you by the fine folks over at FanDuel. We'll see you guys on Wednesday. Make sure you spread the word about this pod. And everybody, let's just keep the good vibes going, and go Heels.
Peace.